currency, use that to bolster your perk decks, you know, kind of build those up, make them what you need them for your different situations. You equip them to your different characters and jump in to try and survive. So there's kind of the big things that I can think of besides all the cosmetics and things. There's just a lot to unlock everywhere. So we're really excited to see people jump in, and we want to definitely put some of those really special Michael skins and, you know, different things that we feel are noteworthy. We want to make sure we put them in a place that is rewarding to get to, and you can be in multiplayer and brag about the fact that you got here. Make sure people see that and really know that, oh wow, this person went to these lengths to get that, because that's going to be very, very impactful and crucial to the multiplayer peacocking experience that we all know and love.
Yeah, we definitely want some unlocks that you can bring into the lobby and just flex. We've joked about how we
Oh yeah,
want
flex is the
we
word.
want those
Sorry.
items that when you see in the lobby you say, "Oh no, I know exactly how much this person's
The
played
fear.
Halloween the game," and just increasing that level of fear. So yeah, as you touched on, there are a lot of systems and layers to the overall meta game in Halloween the game. And because of that, like I touched on, we are going to break those out more specifically, but I think it was important to really touch on high level all the things you can look forward to. And there are a lot of elements that are going to give you stuff to kind of chase and earn and feel good every time you play this game. So the next section we're going to dive into are some of the dynamics between Michael versus civilians when it comes to abilities and that kind of that back and forth. We've showcased quite a bit of Michael's kit at this stage: shape jump, killer sense, reality tear, detection pulse, blackout. There have been a lot of pieces that we've shown, and we want to spend some time kind of reiterating what that means for the overall player experience, showing off new ways you can use those, and then kind of, you know, discussing a little bit of the back and forth between Michael and civilians. So at PAX earlier this year, we let players go hands-on. As Jordan touched on, people got to play this game for the first time. They got to use detection pulse. They got to try shape jump. They got to really go hands-on with Michael to get a feel for that. What you'll notice in this clip that we're running here is some differences if you played at PAX or if you saw footage from PAX when it comes to detection pulse and shape jump and how they operate. So Jordan, I thought this was a great opportunity for us to kind of really speak to, you know, how a player would use detection pulse and shape jump to put pressure on civilians, and then on the flip side, how civilians could fight back against that.
Yeah, it was really great to see people play the game and just that sense of understanding how powerful different things are. We had our own ideas and kind of understandings from playtesting as to where things were going, and we had kind of established those routes for where we were going to step next. But ultimately, we wanted to see everything in action at PAX before we made any big moves. But being able to see it confirmed pretty much everything we were feeling, which is always a good feeling, of course, that you're on the right track. But essentially it came down to really refining how detection pulse was working. For one, it was very powerful. It was marking people and isolating them regardless of where they were. There was just a lot of power in how it was allowing him to detect and get close to people. So we wanted to make sure that this allowed for a couple layers. One being the fact that inside of a structure, it marks the structure instead of your specific location. We felt it was very important that Michael had to understand that they're in something, but now that they're in there, he's got to get in up close, figure out what part of the house they're in, and then actually do his thing. So that was a big balance. There's also been some more work into allowing you to find the blind spots as a civilian, so that when you are aware that detection pulse is happening, there's a few things you're going to be able to do to kind of avoid or at least deter the outline that's placed on you, to try and avoid and evade that. I believe the one other thing we did is when you're inside of a house and trigger it, once again, it still is just showing you that there's someone in there rather than giving you the exact location. So there's safety in houses, and that was the kind of next big part of this, was how we were approaching shape jump and how there was a little bit too much accessibility in that build into houses. You were able to phase through any wall or any door and window. That was just a little bit too easy access. It was not giving us that oh, he's outside. Like we have 35 seconds or 45 seconds until he figures out how to shut the power and get in or find an opening. It was more so he was just in there already. So we definitely wanted to make sure that as you get inside these houses and you turn on the lights, you're safe for a little bit. It's not the entire time, but at least gives you this reprieve so that you can loot really quick, find a hiding spot, maybe recruit somebody really fast to help you fight back. There's just multiple things that we wanted to give that breathing room. So we blocked off any window or door that is under the influence of light in a room. So you can see that Michael found a room that wasn't lit, so that he was able to get inside this laundry room. So civilians that are knowing that he's chasing you, you close the door, you lock the doors, you make sure all the lights are on. That's your layer of protection from the brief amount of time you're going to get to get out of there and make a move. So it's really added this, it's really worked out nicely for what we've added, and I'm excited to see it in action. It really paces through the encounters better, and then gives Michael another thought process of, do I really feel like it's necessary to chase this person? There's going to be some choices there that maybe that's enough to deter him for a little bit, and he goes elsewhere to find another target. So there's been a lot that we've gone into making sure that these are feeling solid and also play very nicely together, and we can also get a little bit more. We'll walk through eventually more of the countermeasures and things that civilians can take to prevent these things from happening, fight back a little bit more.
It really gives civilian players a false sense of security, I think, and it really kind of feeds into that goal of creating that immersive horror movie experience. Because in this example here, you're seeing Michael scan the front of the house, you're seeing the visual feedback that says lights are on in here, which means I can't pass through there. So as a civilian, you're in that house, you've turned on all the lights, you've locked the doors, you think you're safe. Oh no, you forgot to turn on this light, and Michael's inside the house. And so like those kind of moments, again, while the houses feel more like a fortress and they feel like you're safe, you're safe inside these walls, you're never really safe if you're not playing your cards right. So I think that's a really fun dynamic.
Yep, it's been playing really well. I've been enjoying it, and the moments that come out of it are just consistently good because you just never know what's going to happen, and it usually leads to me jumping out of a window because that's the best, most stylish way to get out of Michael's path.
I mean, blasting through a window, it feels good every time, you know.
Oh yeah, every time hurts, but whatever.
So another ability we demonstrated at PAX East, but we haven't really touched on officially. We haven't really communicated this much outside of it was something that existed in the PAX build, was an ability called Shape Slip. So we're going to run a clip here that shows Michael walking up to a house, looking into a window. Again, lights are off. Somebody made a mistake. There's a civilian running back and forth. We have the noise pings. He sees a closet. You see that highlight. From there, he's able to shape slip inside of this closet and then get the jump on the civilian inside. So, Jordan, let's talk a little bit more about shape slip and again, how we're using that to leverage our ultimate jump scare machine here.
Yeah, I mean, this is. I really watched closely. I wanted to see if anyone found it at PAX because I was like, okay, someone's got to see this. I think in one of the original multiplayer videos, I think in one of the shots, the reticle appears and the image appears for a second. I don't think anyone caught it, but this is one of his really powerful pieces of shape jump. Like we have shape dash, which has that quick move forward and gets you maneuvering pretty quickly. But shape slip gives you the opportunity to really get into a place fast. Additionally, through killer sense, so you can shape slip in shape jump. So if you're in shape jump and you're moving around, you see a hiding spot that's a little ways away, you aim at it, you can jump into it. But then if you're in killer sense, the first person view, obviously you're not being looked at by anyone, all those same conditions, shape slip will bring you in there and get you into that hiding spot. And those hiding spots are all around the map. There's car doors that you can use out in the open. There's different tool sheds and all the different hiding spots throughout houses. Like if you can find that visual connection to it, you're going to be able to shape slip into it and allow you to jump out and really scare people, especially if they're running towards that hiding spot and you get in there before them. Like that, there's some gold that happens in those types of situations. So it's powerful. It's got a cooldown, to make sure it's not overly abused in that way. But it's led to a lot of really good situations and continues to fuel that ultimate jump scare machine that we're building.
Yes, absolutely. So, like you said, we were lurking at PAX East, waiting and watching to see. There's two things: shape slip, and then we had the flamingo execution. That I was just waiting,
Yeah.
waiting all PAX East. I did see a couple, so I was like, okay, perfect. But yeah, I do want to give out a huge shout out to everyone who joined us at PAX East as well. It was a really great opportunity for the team. We met so many excited players, and we got to see those kind of jump scare moments in person and see people literally scream out loud while playing this game. And as you touched on, I think that kind of reinforces a lot of the goals the team has. But again, really grateful for all the people who came out, played, left feedback, and kind of joined us for that experience. One more Michael ability we want to kind of reinforce here, and we've shown this ability taking out a fleeing car, and that is the blackout ability. This is a very versatile move in Michael's kit. So not only can it shut off lights, kill flashlights, kill automobiles. As you'll see in this clip here, there's a civilian inside the house. Oh, the door's open. I'm going to make a break for it. I'm going to sprint outside. Michael says, no, I'm sorry. Blackout ability closes that door, temporarily locks the door, and then gives Michael that chance to close the distance and grab that civilian. So blackout ability in a lot of ways feels like a very important component of Michael's kit. How
What's going
can
on
players use
here?
this
Okay.
outside of what we talked about, and then how can Michael use this again as a killer who's known for not known for his speed? How can he use this to kind of like keep that pressure on civilians?
I mean, you covered a lot of it, and we've shown a lot of it. It's got a lot of uses to deter and prevent. And I think one thing that a lot of people have kind of caught on to, if you're kind of reading between the lines here, is blackout is that it gives you an extra chance to get into shape jump and get in and out of shape jump. It provides that moment where you're shutting off everything around you and giving yourself the opportunity to get away or slip back and forth to really surprise people. So having the ability to shut the doors and kind of catch people off guard with that, like being able to hit the car in its vicinity, there's just a lot of ways that allow you to use it, and then in combo with some of these other abilities to really make those moments happen, while not being super, it's one of those ones that's not super offensive to the characters. It's got its utility, and it's been really fun to use in these different ways. And honestly, there's always new things that people discover when games like this, and we take a more sandbox approach. There begins to become moments and instances that are there and working, but aren't always fully revealed to our gameplay yet. So I'm excited to see what that holds for us.
Yeah, calling back to some of our previous examples, in the scenario with detection pulse and shape jump, let's say those lights are on and your blackout ability is not on cooldown, you can create openings and opportunities to get inside
Yep,
these houses as well. And then
exactly.
civilians, they'll know when it's going off, and that will create that kind of fear and that panic because they know Michael can be anywhere at this stage now. And I think that's a really great piece of his kit. I hate to be a tease, but I mean,
You
not
don't hate
really.
to be a tease. You love to.
No, not at all. I love it. I lavish in it. We've only shown a portion of Michael's kit thus far. We've shown, in my eyes, a pretty strong suite of his abilities, but there are a lot more options for players that are going to be available at launch that can really help you customize how you want to play Michael, and we're excited to show those at a later date. So Jordan, Michael's looking pretty strong, right? He's looking like a force of nature. We've shown that civilians can fight back, they can get weapons, they can get guns, they can combat Michael. But it seems like maybe the deck is stacked against them a little bit because his kit is strong. But we did want to
Well, of course.
introduce this concept of mysterious items in this world and in these play spaces, which will give civilians